Tommy, be careful with them, will you, please? These cactuses are so painful.
They're not cactuses, they're cacti.
Well, whatever they are, they're really sharp.
Tommy, there's one more cacti downstairs.
It's not a cacti downstairs. The one downstairs is a cactus.
Where's Kevin? He's supposed to be helping us.
Kevin is out on the road.
Yeah, he's in Phil.
I've packed my dreams in this old guitar. You said that won't get me very far, but
Today we're going to the volunteer state, Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville's not just the capital, but it's also the epicenter of the country music scene. And every year, thousands of devotees come here hoping to be the next Johnny Cash or Patsy Cline. Today we're working on an email that comes to us from the north side of town.
flying down the interstate and kissing my old life good.
20 miles north of Nashville is the town of Hendersonville, which for many years was the home to Johnny Cash. And today we are responding to an email that we got from a young family. Hey guys,
Hi.
Kevin O'Connor from Ask This Old House.
Mandy, nice to meet you.
Mandy, nice to meet
This
you.
is my husband, Sanders.
Sanders, pleasure.
Welcome to Tennessee.
Well, thank you very much. And who are these beautiful girls?
This is 2-year-old Ava
Hi, Ava.
and 4-year-old Hannah.
Hello, Hannah. How are you? Well, you guys have a beautiful family.
Thank you.
Kevin, I think these are your smallest, biggest fans, because I've been watching your show for a long time, and they get so excited when they hear the music. They come and sit with me and watch the whole thing.
Well, that's terrific. So we fix up houses and we do a little babysitting as well. Well, we're
right.
happy to help.
Thank you.
So how can we help you guys out today?
We have a lighting issue in the kitchen.
Let's take a look at it.
Okay.
Come on, guys. We'll fix your house.
Well, the problem is in the dining room and the kitchen area over here.
Well, let's have a look at what's going on here.
This is our dining area. This is where we do most of our dining. We have a nice chandelier that puts out a lot of light.
Yep, very nice. Doesn't look like there's any problem with this.
The problem is over here.
Over in the kitchen area.
This is where I prepare and we have breakfast and lunch over here.
And so what exactly is the problem?
Well, in order to have enough light to get what I need to get done, I have to turn every light in the kitchen on.
I see. All right, so what were you guys thinking?
Well, we were planning on using the pendant type lighting.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because it'll help define this space here over the peninsula and it'll give you some good task lighting for whatever you're preparing. What are you preparing?
That's a southern specialty from Tennessee, and that's a surprise for later.
I have to wait?
Yes.
All right, well, then let's get to it. We probably should get ourselves some lights, so what do you say we do some shopping? You up for that?
Of course.
Why don't you come with me?
Okay.
Well, I could have taken you to a lighting showroom, but it turns out the home center has got some really good displays and a lot of options, so let's see if we can find you something here.
Okay.
Now, the peninsula is about 6 feet long, so you've actually got quite a bit of spread that you want to cover. And oftentimes people will think of track lighting to do that. Here's an example of some track lighting with a track that goes into the ceiling, and in this case, these are directional spots, probably not what you need for the peninsula, but you can use track lighting and hang pendants off of them too.
Okay.
And there are some samples right up here to give you a sense of what we can do. In that case, again, the track is across the ceiling and then the pendants hang from that.
Okay.
So, I mean, this is an option. And the flexibility is that you just have to wire it once. Just the track is wired, and then you can plug in 1, 2, or 3 of these pendants, and you can move them around.
Okay, so I see one box in the ceiling, and then the whole track, and you can move them back and forth.
Exactly. And in this case, we have got a track that is wired at 120 volts, line voltage, but then we want to step it down to low voltage fixtures. So there is a transformer right there coming out of the track, that barrel, an inline transformer, and typically it'll step it down to about 12 volts, so you'll save some energy, and you've got a 50-watt bulb, and it throws quite a bit of light. So some good flexibility there. The question is, what do you think of it?
Well, I don't really like the look of the barrels, or the track, really. And I want it to match our chandelier as much as possible, which is brushed nickel.
Wow.
So
3 strikes.
none of those really go.
All right, well, we've got options, so let's find
Okay.
something else. Brushed nickel, and we're looking for something that's not a track.
Right.
How about this guy right here I'm looking at? It is going to be wired to a single fixture in the ceiling, lots of brushed nickel, and in this case, 2 lamps, 2 shades, and that gives you about it looks like a 2-foot spread. Might be enough over a 6-foot island. I don't know. What do you think of that guy?
I like it, I just think it's a little too big.
Yeah.
Too bulky for the area.
All right.
I would rather have individual lights, I think.
All right, well, we got some of those options here. An individual pendant. I see one guy back here. This guy's got a rigid stem, brushed nickel, coming down to a shade. Does that do anything for you?
Is the height adjustable?
Well, the stem is actually made up of 3 individual 12-inch pieces, so it's adjustable but only to 12-inch increments, 12, 24, 36, so a little bit of limitations there.
Yeah. What about this guy?
The one right in front of it. All right, well, let's see. Again, brushed nickel. Now, this case, the stem is actually a wire, so that is very flexible and infinite possibilities in terms of adjustability. What do you think of the shade?
The shade is perfect as far as size goes. I really like that one.
All right, so we got a winner here.
Yes.
How many do we want?
3.
3. Well, let's get them and let's get out of here.
Okay.
You take 1, I'll take 2.
All right.
Let's go. Shopping was the easy part.
Yes.
To help us with the rest of the work, we have called in a local electrician.
Hi, Chris.
Hey.
Chris, thanks for coming out. Hey, you didn't partake in the Southern Hospitality, did you?
No, sir.
Good, those are for later. So you know the drill. We are hanging pendants. We have chosen 3. And the question to you is, what do we need to be thinking about when it comes to hanging these things?
Structure first to make sure we can mount the boxes for the pendants.
Okay, we want those up here in the ceiling over the peninsula. What is upstairs?
Open attic.
Well, that's good news, right?
Perfect.
Great access. And so what else do we need to be thinking about?
Power requirements. What we're going to use to feed these with. Got a 2-gang switch here that we're going to change out to a 3-gang. Add a dimmer for the 3 pendants over the countertop.
All right, so that's our new power. And is that where we get started?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's get to it.
First thing you do, of course, is turn the power off to the switches. Pull the switches out of the wall. At that point, it's a good time to go ahead and start marking your wires so you know exactly where you took them from.
Makes it a lot easier to get it all back together.
Yes. Now we just unhook the wires from the screws. Right here, these tabs, they're designed to hold the wires in place. What you have to do is bend the tabs out of the way, so then you can just push the wires back in the wall. And we want a little bit more room while we work, so we'll take the 3-gang box, we'll hold it up here, we'll mark it off.
So you're actually going to cut this hole a little bigger right now.
Yes, that way we'll have more room. The box is nailed to the stud, so at this point, wiggle it, loosen it up just a little bit, then take your screwdriver, stick it in between the box and the stud, and push it open. Try to prise that box off the stud.
Starting to come?
Yeah, the bottom one though, it's catching, so if you can't get the wood nail to pry out of the 2x4, grab your side cutters and just cut it. Release the box. Pull the box out. And
All right.
before we install our 3-gang, we have to get a run of wire from here to the pendants. To do that, we've got to get a fish tape down the wall, tie the wire on, pull it up so we can connect it all.
So we're headed up to the attic.
Yes, sir. Right here we see the wire going down to the switch. Simple. Drill a hole right beside it.
It's nice to have that first wire help us locate the second one.
Sure is.
So that hole puts us right into the stud bay?
That's where we put our fish tape right down through.
All right. All right, pull it on up.
Now this is the wire we ran from the attic down for our pendants. It's our switch leg. And inside this we have a black, which is the hot, a white, which is the neutral, and a bare here, which is the ground.
Okay.
What we need to do next is go ahead and pop the tabs out on this box.
So this is our new box, 3 gangs, and we got to get this in the wall, so we've got to get those wires into it first, right?
Yes.
All right.
Put your switch leg in first. We've got these marked, so just a simple matter of sticking them up in the box.
So the old 2-gang box had these tabs on it so that a nail could be put through at a 45 to secure it to the 2x4. That's not going to work for us in this retrofit here for the 3-ganger. How are you going to secure that, Chris?
Just with standard drywall screws right through the side of the box into the stud. Now we just reconnect the 2 switches we took apart, following your labeling that you put on them. Line up your screws. Now you just simply screw this in place and move on to the other switches.
So, Chris, we have 2 circuits coming into this box. One circuit goes to this switch, and that is all wired up, so we're fine with that one. The other circuit, which comes right to this black hot right here, fed 1 fixture, but now we need this single black to feed 2 fixtures. How are we going to do that?
With pigtails. 2 little short pieces of wire, bend hooks on them, strip them back, go ahead and attach them to your incoming single.
So with the pigtails, those are 2 black wires right there. Once they are attached, you've taken that single black and you've actually turned it into 2 blacks.
Yes.
One goes to the existing switch and one's going to go to our new switch.
Right.
I got it.
Put a wire nut on that. Put it back in the box. While you're doing this, right now is a good time too to go ahead and take your hot for your other switch. Feed it on over here.
Sort of locate it.
Yeah. And it's in place. Now we're ready to install the switch that operates the light over the sink.
So 2 existing switches rewired, and now it's time to put in the 3rd switch. In this case, we've chosen a dimmer.
Right.
All right, let's get to it.
What we have here coming out of the dimmer is stranded wire, and you're attaching it to solid wire. You don't twist it with a pair of pliers, you just stick them together, lead the solid with the stranded just a little bit, put your wire nut on it. Reinstall your foam backing from the original plate, and that helps with water because you're right beside the sink here in the kitchen. And then install your new plate. What we want to do is center these pendants over the peninsula.
Okay.
So what I've done is I've divided the countertop in half widthwise, find our center points there, and I have divided it into 4ths lengthwise.
Okay.
That's where you see the 3 X's right here.
So this is where the pendants will actually be on the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay.
We will transfer these from the countertop to the ceiling using a plumb bob,
Okay.
so we'll know exactly where our pendants are going to go on the ceiling.
Okay.
Now I'll just drill a pilot hole through each of our marks.
Oh, yeah, all right. I see it. I'm coming down. All right, Chris, so those 3 pilot holes are actually right next to a joist. I mean, within about a ½ an inch of it.
Good, because if they wasn't, we'd have to use a bracketed box like this, and we'd have to go between the 2 joists up there and attach it to both joists. Mm-hmm. But in this case, we can use a pancake box.
Like this guy right here.
Yep, and all we have to do is drill out the drywall and attach that straight to the joist.
And it's called a pancake box because it's got a real thin profile. This is actually the exact dimension of the drywall, so once you cut that away, it'll tuck right up in there, right?
Exactly.
All right, well, let's start drilling.
Okay.
So it looks like you're putting at least 2 screws into each pancake box, and you've also put a ground wire on each one of them, and then these connectors right here, so that when you push the wire through, it won't pull back.
Exactly.
All right, so with all 3 pancake boxes affixed to the joist, time to head up to the attic to start pulling some wire?
Yes, sir. We drilled through that top plate, so by code, we have to seal that off with fire caulk. Now we need to run our switch leg into our first pancake box. You just push it in. Now we need to run one to our next box from our first box. Then we have one more to run from our second to our last box for our last pendant. I've stripped all the ends off of all the wires for the Romex. We've made our joints. Last thing is to hook the light to the Romex and then mount it to the box. I'm just matching all my colors together. Put the wire nuts on it. Shove it up in the box. Now all we have to do is fasten the canopy to the pancake box with the studs and the finish nuts supplied with the fixture.
And I just turned the breaker back on, so we are at the moment of truth. Guys, want to fire them up?
All right, here we go.
All right.
Oh, that is beautiful. Guys, thank you so much. Because of your great work, you deserve a treat.
Oh, yeah. I've been dying to find out what these are.
This is a Tennessee specialty, country ham and homemade biscuits.
Oh, look at those. Well, Chris, you definitely earned yourself first pickings. Wow, and I think I'm going to try one, too.
Chris, thanks for all your hard work. Kevin, thank you for coming all the way to Tennessee.
We better believe. All right, guys. It's a white lever with a cable. Now, at the end of the cable, there's a clip, a little weight, another spring clip. And you push down on that lever,
The weight goes up and down. What is it?
Oh, yeah. No,
I know
I know
exactly
no,
what
no,
it
no, I got it. Let me go first.
You want me to go first?
Oh, yeah.
He'll get it wrong.
I will not. Now, you know how you guys always stick me with the paperwork?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I invented this. It is gravity assist stapling. What? Yeah, let me show you how it works. All right. You clip this to the side of your cube. I don't have an office yet. Will you be the cube?
I'm the cube.
You look like a cube. All right. Now, when you're usually stapling, you have to do a lot of pushing down. You push down, you push down, you push down. Yeah, you get you worn out, right?
Yeah.
With this one, the weight does all the work. Watch this. You take this down, you put the paper in there, and voila! Staples all by itself. Do that, take it out, staple documents.
I might just be a cubicle, but didn't you push that down twice?
Well, that's a good point. I'll work out the bugs. I will. I'll work out the bugs.
It's the alpha version.
Now, let's say you're at the kitchen sink and you're doing the dishes and you find that there's a mouse in the kitchen. Sure. This is actually a mouse trap. First thing you do is you screw this bracket to the kitchen cabinet. But
Right
you have
into
to
the
have
cabinets?
Right at the cabinets. And you have to have it at the right height. Can you hold that for me?
Sure.
All right. Now, next thing you do is you take a piece of cheese and you put it on that little plant. Okay? Now, let's say you're doing the dishes, you look out the window and you look down and there's a
Mr.
mouse.
Mouse comes
He's
by.
looking up. And you say, uh-oh.
And he's smelling the cheese. Look,
he's
he's
spotting
smelling-
that
he's smelling
cheese. So I let go of the pedal. Boom. I got him right between the eyes. Dead meat.
You've invented the better mousetrap.
Well, not better. Definitely not better.
This is actually a foot-activated tank lever for a toilet.
Really?
People with limited mobility, or if you are worried about hygiene, this thing clips into the back of the toilet, like so, and then the small spring clip clips onto the chain that connects to the flapper. So now, step on that foot pedal, Tom, and it flushes the toilet.
That's pretty good.
We've been getting some questions about cacti. And frankly, not my specialty. That's why I brought along today houseplant specialist Carrie Kelly. Good morning,
Hi,
Carrie.
How are you?
Good. Tell me about cacti.
Okay, cacti belong to the larger group, succulents. All cacti are succulents, but not all succulents are cacti.
Okay.
Let me show you over here, Roger. This is a prickly pear. And if you look closely, right here, that little brown spot on all cacti is called the areole. From that, stems, leaves, and spines grow, only found on members of the cacti family. Cacti are all native to the Americas. Succulents come from all around the world and belong to many plant families. But take a look at this one, Roger. Isn't this beautiful?
Boy, this is covered with spines, and I know those spines protect the cactus from animals.
Well, that's true, but not only that, the sparrow cactus, look how many spines. The more spines a cactus has usually indicates the more sun a cactus will tolerate. And these spines not only protect them from animals, but help shade the plant.
Now, a lot of people think of cacti and succulents as just green plants.
Oh, not true at all, Roger. Look at this beautiful rainbow of colors, cactus and succulents.
I love this purple trim on this leaf.
Isn't that gorgeous? Echeveria. And the burgundies and the blues. And this plant here, crown of thorns, is a euphorbia. Do you know, Christmas poinsettia.
Great.
Isn't that something?
But I like this cactus with a little yellow tip on it.
Beautiful. The yellows, the blues, the grays.
Now, we got a letter from a homeowner saying she was having problems with her cacti and succulents. And she actually sent them in to us.
my God,
And she
okay.
wanted to know what the problem was.
All right. Well, this is a beautiful euphorbia, succulent, not cactus.
Okay.
Clearly needs to be repotted.
Okay.
The plant's healthy and beautiful, but it's falling out of its pot. It needs to go into an 8-inch pot, just about this size.
How do you know how big to make it?
Usually go a couple inches bigger.
Okay.
So we're going to go into an 8-inch pot. It's a little bit deeper than this. We want a pot that definitely has a drainage hole.
Okay.
And we want to cover this hole. So we're going to take some broken crockery. We're going to cover the hole so the soil doesn't fall out, but the crockery, the water can still flow through the crockery.
Now-
Crockery's adding drainage.
Now, if you didn't have crockery, you could use some loose, clean stone.
Sure, anything.
Now, once we get that in place, what's next?
Now we're going to put some potting soil in. But we're going to use cactus potting soil.
Why is that different?
Well, it's different because it has more sand in it so that the water will flow through. Cactus potting soil, if you take a handful, Roger, and you make a fist and open it up, it should fall apart in your hand.
Okay.
That shows that there's a nice amount of sand in there. Okay?
So just fill it up?
Yep, we're going to fill it up. Add it in here into the pot so we can get our plant in there.
Now, you want me to just take and grab this guy
Yeah,
and
if
pull
you
it
don't
out?
mind. Take that right out, and we're going to pop that right in here.
Any special technique to getting it out?
Well, you know, Roger, if it's too thorny, what you can do is take a newspaper, wrap it around your cactus or your succulent, make a handle like that. That way you can get it out without getting these spines in you.
Okay.
Great,
there you go.
thank you.
Now, do you want
Yeah,
to...
you know, let's tease these roots out a little bit. Okay, put that in. Do we need more soil, Roger? How are we doing? A little bit more. Let's
Okay.
just add a little bit more soil. Ooh, all right, how's that?
Good.
That's a good height because we want to leave about an inch on the top so water, when you water it, there's a reservoir space for the water. Now let's just fill in around here.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, that's
'Cause
pretty
you
full.
want that water to drain right out for cactus and succulents, okay?
This
That looks
guy
pretty
looks
good.
like it's going to lean a little bit.
Why don't you hand me that stake? We'll
There
give
you
it
go.
some support until it gets some more roots to hold itself. There we
Just
go.
tie it up.
Tie that up. And then on top of the soil, we're going to add some gravel. Just for decorative. You know, it kind of looks like the desert, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really gives it that desert feel.
Right. Better to use gravel or stone than bark nuggets or mulch, because that may keep the soil too moist, and we really don't want it to rot.
Well, that's looking pretty good. What about watering?
Okay, now that we've traumatized it, we're going to water it thoroughly. In the winter months with your cactus and succulent, very little water. Let them get totally dry in between, almost to a point of shriveling. In the summer, in that growing season, much more often.
Thank you so much, Carrie. We've helped the homeowner out with her plant, and I learned a few things along the way.
Thank you, Roger.
All right, let me see if I've got this straight. All of these, cacti, just this one?
Cactus.
Actually, this is a succulent.
Oh, forget it. I'm sticking with the lights. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Connor.
I'm Roger Cook.
I'm Richard Thewitt.
And I'm Tom Silva.
For Ask This Old House.
Hey, all of these really sharp. You guys, not so much.
If you have a question about your house or a home improvement tip you'd like to share, please let us know. Visit our website at pbs.org for expert advice, step-by-step videos, and much more.